Mirage, there's the element of surprise there. We get to see what kind of shape he's in. I mean, Anonymo on Mirage are not going to be any slouch. They've been beating teams like Complexity on Mirage recently. So, I mean, like, Complexity, not a team to be taken lightly. A lot of firepower there. And if Anonymo can go toe-to-toe with them, I think they can go toe-to-toe with Nip. There is that element of surprise, though, with Device. What's he going to do? What's he going to show us?
Well, Ninja's Pajamas will have a lot of presence in this short position. For them dancing around the ladder. Device is going to take one in the face. And then another one from the hands of Key. Sees ZTR creeping around the smoke. As it dissipates, so will Key. 4v2 bomb looks likely to get planted here, but how much can Anonymo do afterwards? Snacks and Kyla both half health. Not really in a position to help each other, and my god, Kyla gets popped as well. That leaves Snacks alone, and the bomb's not planted for him. ZTR has a kit, and he can just comfortably head to defuse that bomb, although Hampus is on it for some reason. But either way, there's not much Snacks can do. ZTR's like, hello, I got a kit, hello, hello, come in, hello.
One thing is, like, okay, it's exciting to see Device on this, but it's also worth considering that Nip are not a team to be taken entirely too lightly on Mirage as well. It's kind of a 50-50 win rate for them. So as a third map, you know, it's not all over the place. But, excuse me. I mean, they're still going up against teams like Complexity. They're going up against the Tier 1 teams, and they've been playing them close. Although what's interesting is the last time that Nip played Mirage, they played Complexity, and it went to overtime, and they lost. Whereas Anonymo, you know, obviously it means that Anonymo are the better team on Mirage, right? Because they beat Complexity in regulation, not even overtime. Isn't that how that works, James?
Something like that.
Something like that, something like that.
This is a big buy from Anonymo, wasting out the initial utility from Ninjas in Pajamas. NIP not being too active in looking at what's happening, but they seem to be expectant towards this A bomb site. Hampus up on short. Plopsky's kind of alone towards this B bomb site. We see Resin Connector as well, and here comes the execute. Taking out a lot of the usual positions. ZTR's play will be interesting here with the smoke to protect him. Key moving forward towards CT. Device with the scout is less than ideal. Flashbangs, and Key hasn't seen any of him, but Plopsky's going to get taken out. The B player, this is really weird. Bomb not planted just yet. Key still spraying. Device hiding in the site. Not spotted just yet. Out with the USP, trying to find something. And that is absolute bedlam on A. 3 kills for Anonymo. No bomb plant, but they have made it expensive.
They've at least managed that, but it's still going to be a win in the bag for NIP, and NIP now get to farm that money because Anonymo went for the big risk play. They spent all their money that round. Now it has to be a hard eco coming in from Anonymo. Otherwise, they're going to be hard-pressed to get much rolling in the following round. So we actually have the hero AK thrown in here by Key. Okay, Russian AK in the mix. Expect the rest of his teammates to just run behind him and pick it up off of his dead body.
Really looking to make this expensive for NIP. Oh, well, he'll be denied from Res, and that's going to be a hard AK to rescue, especially with Hampus right here. He will try to rescue it, though. Drawn to it. Gravitational pull. But they will receive bullets from Hampus instead.
It's like, oh, look, now I've got an AK. Gee, that's nice. Didn't save him, but they are going to be able to save that AK, NIP, and that's going to be pretty unfortunate in the next round here for Anonymo. They're going to have to deal with an AK on the CT side. Never a fun time.
And
what a beautiful desk.
Anonymo looking for their first round in Mirage. On Mirage, rather. The AK's right once again. After the hero AK, Key will have the Galil for round number 4. Device with the Molotov to thwart an early smoke grenade, try and create a gap. However, there is a smoke grenade that lands dead in the middle of the window, so even if you throw a molly, it will still smoke the window correctly. So if you don't know that, that's one to learn. I learned it, then forgot it, sadly. Anonymo with a slow start. You can see Minio playing anti-flash in case there's aggression in mid, but there's no such aggression. Ninjas in Pajamas seems to be waiting to see what kind of play Anonymo may make. Minute 15 on the clock, as we still have a lot of Molotovs and smokes here for Anonymo. Could this suggest an A play, potentially? You can see Innocent lining grenades up. Considering it. 1 minute on the clock now. Rez still waiting at connector with a smoke. No more smokes for mid. ZTR is the only person who could offer some area control with a smoke grenade for NIP. And this is a real slow one from Anonymo. 40 seconds on the clock as mid is taken, top and bottom. And indeed, there is the area control from Ninjas in Pyjamas trying to delay the advance of Anonymo with utility. But again, ZTR are so committed on the A bomb site, he can't really support the connector control with a smoke grenade. 26 seconds now, still unclear as to which way Anonymo are going, but there's a huge gap in that smoke, and that will allow Rez to pick off Minio. You can see Kyla trying to buy some space, so they're getting some clues, and we can see the rotation from Ninjas in Pyjamas. Got a crossfire, but Kyla has found the first half of it, almost a second, but didn't quite finish off the job there. 9 seconds for this bomb to get planted now, and there might just be a chance for them. Oh my god, the kills have come in a flurry, leaving Plopsky alone. 1 versus 3 made 2 of the kill onto Snacks. He has a defuse kit, but he's not sure where these players are. A slow approach, very controlled from Anonymo, and they're in a strong position. Plopsky's going to have to walk into a crossfire unless Key goes too wide and starts to peek. Looking towards Tetris, we can see this now. There's a nice 1v1 from Plopsky, but Key will trade, and there's the first round for Anonymo.
Fantastic work there in the end for Key to actually get that kill. Plopsky saw it coming. He knew that the crossfire was there, but not able to collect on that last one. That is just such a weird round, though, because there's the gap in the smoke where Rez, you can see here on the replay, manages to get that kill for free, but then Kyler manages to pick up a massive frag, and that opens everything up onto that bomb site. This huge flank from Snacks, though. That's where the money is. Glad we were able to catch all of that on the replay, because Snacks just opening it up looked like it was a winning situation for NIP. And well, now they have to go for a force by NIP. Scouts in the mix. Nice body shot there from Hampus. Start things off. And this doesn't really show enough, you know, just a scout, okay, fine, fair enough. Anonymo right now are wondering just how well equipped the rest of the ninjas are.
Double Palace play with Innocent holding T-spawn as well. Anonymo looked very prepared for Mirage. Again, they may have some weaknesses in their map pool, but they're definitely feeling somewhat strong here. And they have a good opportunity ahead of themselves with the buy from Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Well, the other thing to consider is that NIP haven't had an official in a month. So scrims are one thing, but NIP right now, they're going up against a team that just does not stop grinding officials. Oh, that's unreal.
That's a good start, but what about the finish? Well, they're getting closer to it. 4 versus 2 now. Anonymo, this one's collapsed. It's going to be hard to clutch this. 40 seconds. Difficult from Palace as well. Has to do more than show presence because only 2 players remain for Anonymo. Snacks coming up the ramp. Innocent 50 HP with the bomb. He's got a flash. He could potentially throw one towards connector for his teammate. He could get caught though while he throws it. So what is the play here? 24 seconds on the clock. They've lost half their time. There goes the flashbang. Easily avoided by Rez, and a nasty deletion towards the end. Big problems on the A-bomb site. That was a round Anonymo should have won, but instead they get reset. Their economy sent straight to the bin.
It's that Deagle Scout combo, man. You get a tag with either one of those. It's just they can just play off of each other so well. And so Anonymo showing a little bit too much hesitation here, just trying to lurk their way out onto the side. Unfortunately for them, NIP were ready and waiting, getting close quarters with the Deagle. It might as well be a shotgun at this point. 2 body shots does the trick, and so you're always at risk of getting overwhelmed. And Anonymo now, well, hard eco pretty much. I mean, just some firepower. I always wonder when it comes down to this, like no Kevlar, no nades, no nothing to help, just Deagles. All right, fair enough, but maybe keep that money for the next round.
Oh, as you're thinking maybe like a P250 and a flash or something to try and create some space?
Yeah, like just one of them do that. I mean, the aim of this round is to get a bomb plant. You know, getting kills, I mean, the odds of you winning a hard eco are so slim. I'd rather see you save money for the next buy round so you have a full set of nades and everything that you need, right, to fully execute, rather than just trying to get some pot shots in this round. Because odds are Device is just going to murk you like this. The others have got rifles too, so that doesn't help. Hampus is going to spot them moving up, and there's going to be a crossfire here in a moment for the CT side.
You can see them trying to double peek Device from either side, it seems. Well, they were. Again, from that box where Snacks is, you can see players standing behind default and the fireboxes. I've noticed as well, so here, most people in Europe would call those 3 boxes triple.
Yeah.
Like you can see, but in like regions like Serbia and so on, they're commonly called fireboxes.
Yeah.
And in the corner, they call that triple, but the other side of Europe, they'll call those fireboxes. Yeah.
Really?
Weird. Yeah. It's very
Interesting.
strange.
I wasn't aware of that. I knew that there was. I know the one on site is triple or firebox. So when you play, you're just like triple, and then you say firebox by instinct, just so you can make double sure that people know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you got to know your audience on that one.
Interesting. But 5-1 for NIP on the CT side, definitely in their comfort zone. Device is hitting shots with that scout, and now some aggressive mid-opping from him. Just keeping an eye on things top mid, but that is not where the action is. Anonymo gathered up for a default play to A in a moment here. Minute 35, takes by, still no nades. Oh, that incendiary is going to be annoying though, proper.
Oh, they've got clues with these grenades, and they'll charge in regardless of the Palace utility. Double peeking Rez, who's isolated in front of these smoke grenades. ZTR forced from his position as well. This execute looking strong for Anonymo. They played their plan out regardless of that Molly and Palace, and so far so good. NIP are just getting dropped one by one. Anonymo looking good for a second round here. AWP collected, and surely NIP look to save, but they're being denied. Anonymo looking sharp and very warm in this third map. Plopsky will do what he can to save, but might not be the likeliest thing here. The hunt is on from Anonymo.
Thought he got that shot. Not meant to be. Nice adjustment made from Anonymo picking Rez. Usual spot around there, and he managed to find him for free to kick things off. And then good teamwork as well. And you could really see it coming where Device is taking a big risk sitting on CT ramp with that AWP. Because it's so common to get that flash over the top of the boxes, and exactly this peak. Kylar, there's nothing Device can do. He's fully flashed at that point. And so Device playing that close, like he's trying to make a play, but it's a very risky one because if Anonymo have a flash grenade, they're going to flash CT, and they're going for that peak. And so Anonymo, nice shot from Snacks to kick things off in this round.
Beautiful. Yeah, he's certainly warming up as well. Small blip on Nuke, but the consistency is improving. Now, Device has the AWP for NIP, but he's in a passive position at the moment, enabling his teammates with some flashbangs, but again, they won't find anything just yet. Anonymo have seen those pop flashes before from NIP in this half so far, and they are playing around the corner, not quite revealing the information. That's enough information for Device to capitalize on. Oh, that's a nice flick, and he really is dismantling his plays around connector. Innocent spotted with the bomb. Oh, how is he dodging these shots? And what is his play now? 3-on-3 minutes ago, they know the bomb is or was in connector. ZTR with a dry peek, a big swing, and there is the bomb in his hands now. Minho, crouch, and he's still alive. Bomb's been rescued. Device now, 1 versus 2. That's a big shot. Now Snacks has got to come in from the ramp and collect that bomb. 45 seconds. Device has a good read on the situation. There's a flashbang, so he knows exactly where he's coming from. Did he see his foot there? Oh my god, Snacks, not like that, surely. Wild peaks. Device now with the smoke to create some space and go on the hunt, but Snacks is reading this and staying in position. Oh, this is so awkward for both of them. 25 seconds to USP out. If Snacks goes for a shot, there could be a smoke push. It's so weird. Is he heading towards the B bomb site? 18 seconds, he has got time for it. Quietly slinking away so as not to give a sound cue. Now, how long does Device hold for? Extremely awkward situation for him. Oh, Device is going to be in trouble. He doesn't even know if it's A or B yet. There's no beeps. How long to realize? He knows now. AK's collected. Snacks could be absolutely anywhere, and Device has to figure out where he is without the fuse kit. I think he's realizing now he's got to get his skates on. Did he just see part of Snacks? I think he did. There's a crouch peek from Snacks, and Anonymo get a third round. Difficult for both teams towards the end, but you can see Anonymo starting to smile now.
There's so many layers on layers on layers there. Pretty sure he saw the gun barrel. Pretty sure he's pre-aiming. He's expecting Snacks to go for a right-eye peek, and then Snacks is just one step ahead. He's like, no, actually, I'll go for the left one. I'll go for the disadvantaged one, and Device not able to adjust in time. This is, I mean, that if you're going to have anybody alive in that situation for Anonymo, you're overjoyed when it's Snacks. This is in his wheelhouse. 1v1 clutches, he'll do that all day. And so that is a monster round coming through for Anonymo. They absolutely needed something magical to happen for him there. And, well, Snacks is there to deliver. Always hungry, always looking for shots.
They've broken the money for Nip.
Yeah, this is going to be problematic now for NIP. At least NIP have managed to get those 5 rounds on the CT side, so they have a little bit of a buffer. It's not the end of days. It's not as if they're getting reset hard with nothing to show for it right now. I mean, they still have 5 rounds in play, but we may just get the hard eco coming in here from NIP. They still have 2 rounds of loss bonus, so they take the hard eco and they come back, and it's actually going to be a fairly decent buy in the next round.
Yeah, the looks on the faces have just changed dramatically.
The question is right now
reversal.
is
My hands
whether
are cold.
well, what? Yeah, he's not just fondling himself. Don't worry, guys. Anonymo is conditioning NIP to think A site over and over again right now. They've been very consistently taking mid and going to connector and getting up on A, and NIP have been playing around that. You saw in the last round where they were just really focused with 4 players on A. They were ready for it. When is the question is, when does Anonymo flip to B and just go for that B play, get out there quick, and get another round on the board? And so NIP right now, that's the nightmare for Hampus, is trying to predict when is it that Anonymo are going to shift their attention over towards the B site, and we'll start to see some action over here. It's looking likely that it might be this round, in fact, as the bomb is going to make its way over towards B apartments. Could go to a mid-crunch still. Minio and Kai, or Key rather, just picking it up. But, man, NIP already pushing ramp for the info. They've got 3 players in a T-spawn. That's a big deal.
Well, the info is key, but they're still fighting with pots and pans here.
Do you ever get hit by a pan?
I've got to think about that. It's quite possible, to be honest with you. Got hit with a carving fork.
That hurts.
So, Plopsky's got himself an AK-47. Oh, what the hell is happening? How? What? They're all dead, but why? How? I don't understand. Hampus over towards B only has a USP. He needs to try and hide in plain sight. Oh, he's going to land the headshot on Snacks, but needs a second one. And he's given Plopsky a chance. He's moving in with high ground advantage. All of a sudden, 3 Anonymo players are dead. I don't even get it. Better keep your AK out. Innocent's playing that angle now by the van. Such an awkward angle to deal with. He's going to have a look from the barrel position. There it is. Crisis averted. And boy, there was definitely a crisis in that round.
Dude, what a shot from Snacks. Do we have that on replay? I hope so. I hope we get to see it, because that looked just like an instant 180 headshot. Just panic shot, and he got it. Yeah, Hampus even telling him, you know, nice shot. This is Plopsky with that AK going to work. Nice shot there from Device. Oh, man, yeah, just panic spray, freaking out. No way.
Got to be fast before that dong comes in. Got a ding, but not the dong. Ding dong.
Ooh, interesting.
Well, it's 3 rounds in a row for Anonymo now. I mean, NIP's money was broken. They will be returning to a buy with no AWP, which is interesting.
Tech timeout getting called right now. The players are mystified. Neither team knows who called the timeout, so that always makes you wonder what's going on. Admins are pointing fingers at the ninjas, though, so those shifty ninjas. Can never trust them. They're always up to something, those ninjas.
Based on what you've seen so far, who do you think's going to win this map?
Right now, I still have to think that it's going to be NIP.
Why?
Superior firepower, superior experience, more preparation. I mean, Anonymo will have played more officials on the map in the last 3 months, which they have. I mean, it's not that they will. It's just that they have.
I put 750 of my 1,000 points for today on Ninjas in Pajamas.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm a little uncomfortable right now. I'm kind of
regretting that
nervous.
decision?
I'm kind of nervous, yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm not sure.
NIP haven't played an official in the last month, and before then they've played Mirage 6 times with a 33% win rate. So not the best map for NIP Mirage, but still, you bring Device into the picture, more firepower. It's not like Device hasn't played Mirage. Guys, I mean, come on, it's like the Pug map. So he's definitely played Mirage Device, just in an official. But Anonymo, they've played it 12 times in the last 3 months. So they've had a bit more experience on Mirage. They've had some official experience on Mirage, and they've been beating teams like Complexity on Mirage. So I still want to say NIP just because it's NIP. They have more firepower. They have more experience. But you could have Snacks. I mean, Snacks wins a couple more clutches like that, and you could be losing your points, bud.
Yeah, I mean, 33% on 6 maps. It's a low sample size, but I'm worried. Those are worrying numbers. Those are worrying numbers. There's a great chance for Anonymo. Ninjas in Pajamas are restarting their internet. You could see that their webcams were a little, the frame rate was a little low, which is probably due to their connection. So that would hopefully resolve their issues. But yeah, I'm concerned. I don't know. I'm nervous. I don't like
Or looking
losing
a little
prediction
shiny.
wars.
Are we getting the stress sweats going on right now? You know, just
I don't like losing prediction wars. Especially like I think Maui's pretty good at them as well. So I got a real challenge here.
yeah. I remember London. You guys were pretty competitive between
Yeah.
the two of you,
Everybody else scores.
but you still ended up having to wear the clown suit.
I did. I did have to. Yeah.
You and me both.
I have faith that Monty's ideas are such that I definitely don't want to be a part of them. As far as these forfeits are concerned.
Wise of you.
So yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near the bottom of that table. So I'm nervous. You know, there's plenty more play to come, but I'm nervous. I have to say, I did put some points on hyenas as well.
What are you doing,
The
man?
second game. Well, let's see. I mean, look what's happening right now.
If you could do a hyenas upset, actually, that'd be pretty fire. Because
Yeah.
imagine that. I mean, I think they had like a 4-1 return or something like that. So that 250 wouldn't be too bad.
I was thinking of putting more on, but I was, you know, I had memories of the last Flashpoint. Like, oh, I'm not sure. I want to try and limit my. I thought this would be a safer bet, but it's
Your risk.
not looking safe right now, man. I'm telling you.
Well, this is the thing with online CS, man. Anything is possible. It's so hard to make predictions in any meaningful way like that because it feels like any team these days is just a threat. You can't underestimate anybody. And Anonymo, I mean, again, and the reason it's not knocking any of the players, but I mean, champions have said, Hobbit himself was saying that you know, players are hitting harder than they normally would. They're not feeling the nerves the way they normally would. They're sitting comfortably at home, you know, instead of playing on LAN, instead of playing on a stage, instead of playing in front of a crowd. There's all these elements that are going into it, which makes it very difficult to predict CS right now, just because online.
Yeah.
Then you have random tech pauses like this one, where you know we've had twice now in this series we've had to wait, and so that's going to let players cool off. That's going to let players get nervous. I mean, a lot of things keep going on here. But we'll see. We're live.
We are back. As you can see, ZTR's pulled out the French gun. There are like middling levels of grenades for ninjas in pajamas. Now, does this invite more aggression? They lack the AWP in this round as well. But I mean, snipers spend a lot of time getting smoked off on Mirage on the CT side.
Indeed, it's a notoriously difficult map to op on.
It seems there'll be a fast burst into the B bomb site. The combo, the chain flashes, mostly avoided on the site, but there are kills to be found here as well. Plopsky dancing around, got to stay near that smoke, allow his teammates to rotate in through the door. That is the advantage of that smoke. And look at the deletions here from Ninjas in Pajamas. 4 versus 2, make it 3. Hampus picked off. Plopsky still active here around the bench position, repositioning now for a swing with his teammate onto Innocent. And 3 players will survive. They'd love an upgrade to that FAMAS indeed. They'll take 3 AKs into the next round. That's a good round for NIP.
Dude, you wish that you had teammates that you trust as much as Plopsky trusts his teammates. Just saying. Because that's full faith in Hampus having his back. He was fully focused on the apartments. He was fully focused on just watching. Not once did he check his back. He just had full faith in Hampus to watch his back, watch his flank, and he just was there to do his work. What a play from Plopsky. But remember what I was saying. Anonymo have been conditioning NIP to, you know, that they're going to hit A and take control of mid over and over and over again. Now that they've gone B, it's been a bit dicey. It's been a bit dicey for Anonymo. So question is now whether or not they're going to just shift back over towards this A site, because they're looking a little confused. They didn't have quite as much success over towards B, and so it may be a matter of just shifting back over to what has worked so far this first half, which is to get that mid control, to play it safe, and then just explode onto the A site through connector or through ramp.
Dropping that smoke between Van and the B bomb site's really handy for the CT side. Helps them keep control of the bench area and also allows their teammates to easier rotate through the market door into the bomb site. Something you need to familiarize yourself with if you play B site on Mirage. Well, after the Anonymo timeout, there is an NIP timeout as well. Maybe just to have some camaraderie. They're smiling again.
They are. And did confirm you can chain up as many timeouts as you want. So you could, in theory, run 4 timeouts in a row. If you really wanted to have that extra time to discuss, you can just keep going.
The more you know.
Indeed. We've seen teams
I have
do
a
it
lot
in the
to
past.
say.
I've seen teams do 2 in the past.
I think we should have timeouts as well.
Pardon me?
I think we should have timeouts.
Oh, yeah, where we get to just kind of pause everything and
yeah, and
we need to look at this round over again, guys. Give us a second.
Just say things. Snacks will have something to say in round number 11. He is the hero, AK-47 for Anonymo. There's a lot of deagles behind him, but that is the big gun, so to speak.
And back to default we go. So Anonymo just spreading all out, gonna crunch mid, get a bit of mid control. Key chilling out in Palace makes me think they want to wind up on A site. As long as he stays alive, that's a real threat. So we could just go right up connector onto the A site. Device and ZTR, though, are in a nasty spot. This could get real fun real fast.
Kylar's got a flashbang to go into connector here once the smoker's gone. Snacks will create some space for himself. Kylar's top mid. Oh, Snacks is going to go in dry. So connector's been secured for Anonymo. This is denial of information for Ninjas in Pyjamas, and see what they choose to do with it. Hampus forced back. He's got Plopsky covering the upper ground. And there goes the AK. There'll be a trade, though, so maybe something can be found. Still a 3v3, but quickly made 2 in favor of Ninjas in Pyjamas. I think ZTR may have just spotted that jump towards the jungle. So indeed, rifles can be collected. But they're stuck in a very tight choke point now, are Anonymo.
Oh, no, and they're completely stuck. Innocent has to win this duel instantly. Oh, elects not to. He's out of dodge. 23 seconds. And Hampus is going to gut him. Easy peasy for Hampus. Nicely done. 2 kills for Hampus. So Anonymo trying to show some presence on short. Trying to not make it too obvious what they were doing. And that just eventually ends up costing them. Hampus just there to hold the line ready. And does the damage. You can see here, replay. Wins that first kill easily. Rez, though, that was a sick shot from Kyler, though. The trade onto Rez, instant death. That was beautiful.
Well, the pendulum has definitely swung back into NIP's favor. We can see a hard eco for Anonymo as they head towards the A-bomb site, avoiding the initial grenades from NIP. But again, this is shooting gallery territory with 5 Glocks and no utility. Seems they will head out. You can see Minio just trying to pull the crosshair away from his teammates on the ramp, but to no avail. They will be deleted, as they should. A fast eco round is a good one. On to the next one.
Yeah, the mood looks fantastic on NIP's side right now. They are looking supremely confident. They're laughing. They're having a good time joking around. This is exactly the kind of atmosphere that Threat tries to cultivate on his teams. It was mentioned actually earlier by ZTR on an interview, where Threat's always joking, trying to keep things light, trying to keep things fun, just so that the guys aren't really too focused on if things are going against them or the pressure involved, because obviously you need to win here. Staying in the upper bracket is going to be crucial for those RMR points.
Lamp flash being held.
Wouldn't it be called a flashlight?
I'll leave that to the internet to decide. We've got ZCR desperately trying to stay alive, doing whatever he can, and on this occasion it will be nothing. One of the more difficult positions to play and try and survive. NIP getting dropped on this A-bomb site. This is going to be a big retake, and we'll see who starts to peek first. I guess it's going to be Hampus here, who just doesn't even check the left side, and Innocent is here to delete him. NIP still holding out now. Device kind of stuck in the corner by Toll Booth. No diffuse kit for him, so don't expect anything funky. I just don't think he has the ability to move right now. And Snacks is still hunting. He assumes nothing. Anonymo put 4 players towards the A-bomb site, and there is nothing left for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Completely wiped out in this round. They do have a full buy in the hole as we head towards the dying rounds of the first half, but that's a 5th round on the board for Anonymo.
Indeed it is, but now that's going to unlock the Device AWP. We'll get that hog on Rez as well. Firepower is going to be here for NIP. They are looking focused in Anonymo, but again, this is the team with everything to lose right now. They are the ones who are really trying to get it done, and they need to show up when the pressure is on. And so, very curious to see if they're going to be able to collect these next 2 rounds in this half. Very quick up to the top of mid, really trying to put the pressure on, and they do. But Rez is here. One-way smoke, tricky stuff. Device finding a kill, though, through that smoke, and it's an all-out war in mid right now.
Yeah, and Kylar's alone with the bomb, but the challengers have stopped for the time being. You can see Device is creeping, but he's got to be real careful now. With 13 HP, doesn't want to be connecting with any grenades from the T side. See him quickly sliding over, but Minio's beyond the angles he's checking. Not dropping off just yet, not giving that sound cue, but here he is, and Device cannot react in time. That's the B-bomb site compromised. Plopsky's holding the angle for the cross into the bench, but that Molotov will tell him that there is already a player at that bench. And there's Mino popping in with the headshot as well. NIP losing everything in his 14th round. It's going to be a rough one for the next one.
This is a big deal. And that is a very clean round for Anonymo. All-out war. Nip trying to come up with the shenanigans, using the smoke towards the bottom of mid. It was really en vogue for a while there, because it creates a bit of a one-way if you stand on the lip. And with that AUG as well, I mean, dude, that can get nasty. But it wasn't quite enough for NIP, and Anonymo were able to withstand that pressure. And this is just going to force them into a full-on buy round. A 4-spy coming in here from NIP, Deagles, Kevlar, handful of nades. Can Anonymo keep their cool? Beautiful shot from Rez to kick things off.
Yeah, good start for the Pistoleros. Gun won't be retrieved anytime soon. We'll see if Anonymo goes as far as to dispose of it. 5 Desert Eagles, and I do wonder if Anonymo play a super slow round, very pokey round, then they could become subject to these Desert Eagles. 4 players for NIP currently on this A-bomb site. Hampus left alone towards B. There's the weapon disposal service. Dropping the AWP, keeping the AKs out to be nimble versus these pistoling players. I think they're reading the situations to come in this round. NIP trying to storm with the numbers and just cause some anarchy. There'll be a better place to deal with it with AK-47s. Some activity from NIP now. Don't want to wait around too long. You can see Anonymo in position to split the site with Innocent up top in Palace. He spotted one of them. The mollies are coming out. Rez will try and run distraction from his teammate. Nice one shot. They got a crossfire now. You can see Device activating as well. Just having another look, peppering and doing better than that. It is falling to pieces for Anonymo. Short play taken out, and Minho's got a lot to do now. 1 versus 3 over the smoke, running out of bullets. He's got to race towards the B bomb site. Rifles may be collected by NIP.
Oh, back into window though. Nicely done. He's going to go straight up short. Plopsky and ZTR though, this is a winnable position for them by all means, because there's going to be a window of time where that bomb is going to get planted. They're going to hear that go off. Now they just need to stick together. Buddy system. You have to trade. Oh, or you line up. You line up and it's perfect for him.
Well,
No
there's
way.
a 7th round for Anonymo. It's very tight as we move into the second half and the third and final map. Who's going to take this series? Find out after the break. Last pistol round of this series begins now. Anonymo move to the CT side of Mirage. One game apiece. Dominant start from Ninjas in Pyjamas, 16-3 on Overpass, but Anonymo's game really started on Nuke. A close affair, but they did take it to Mirage, and they find themselves now 1 round behind with 3 men heading towards the B-bomb site, including Innocent on short. Seems they are expectant. NIP got 3 players looking to burst top mid. This will be an interesting pistol round indeed. All Kevlar for Anonymo. No defuse kits, no HEs, nothing funky. P250 though from Rez, and Innocent will get absolutely blasted. We've got double raid boss here for NIP. Rez and Device both rocking P250s and Kevlar. In position now to split the B bomb site.
I like this, that NIP are just not making any bones about who's hitting the shots right now on their team. Give those guys P250s and let them go to work. Minyos with a very quick reaction, the rotation over towards this B site. It's not going to happen though, surely not.
1 versus 3 now for Minio, looking for the multi-frag, disciplined, patient, but there is one coming in from the back. Where does Rez choose to plant the bomb? Oh, he's going to get flanked back of the head and dead, surely. Indeed, here is Hampus in the rear with the gear, and it's a pistol round for Ninjas in Pyjamas. It's their turn to win both pistols on the map.
Did Device forget that he had a P250? Is that why he went for the USPS there? Questionable, it feels like. Questionable to save the P250 instead of the... or save the USPS instead of the P250. Regardless, NIP managing to get a strong start here on the round. And, you know, as far as the individual performance is concerned right now, Device is doing good work. 15 kills. He's right up there with Rez, who has 18. So for anybody wondering if he was going to have a slow start to this map, the return of Device, first time he's playing an official Mirage match in 2 years. So far, so good against Anonymo. That doesn't change the fact that they are not as far ahead in this match as they would like to be.
Yeah, I would imagine Device maybe picked up the USP out of habit. Somewhat accurate, but less damage from range, of course, because of the armor penetration of the P250.
Indeed. It's a pea shooter. A pellet gun.
So we have connector control for Ninjas in Pyjamas, but Hampus has been exploded. Shrapnel everywhere.
Multi-nade combo, so sick.
See the bomb heading towards Palace. 2 players still in mid. No short presence from Anonymo. Device now. I think he's just about seen the elbow, and there's a headshot, but a trade immediately from Innocent. Maybe they'll have problems that we saw from Anonymo previously. It is almost a mirror. Anonymo now 3-2 of NIP. They've got 35 seconds to plant the bomb. I can see Innocent in CT. Just being careful, not making it easy for NIP to find these kills. He's looking for a retake scenario. He can hear Rez moving around now. Rez, who finds himself alone, and as he moves into a false sense of security, Innocent finally emerges. Great positioning and patience from him. And Anonymo steal around from nowhere. They reset Ninjas in Pyjamas.
That was a Deagle force buy with a handful of nades, and they somehow make it work in Anonymo. This is going to be a very painful round to lose for NIP. It was absolutely crucial that NIP continue to build and get the 3 rounds that they should have gotten after that pistol round. And instead, the 2 rounds rather, but instead they're left wondering what could have been. It's going to be a full buy coming in from NIP now. And we have to see, are they going to be able to actually come up with an upset themselves? HE's to top mid? HE to top mid. There we go. Unfortunately for him, nobody there. But Device made a little bit of noise towards A just to keep Anonymo honest.
That is a deep grenade.
Nice body shot.
Yeah, got to be careful how you jump for information. He was hiding the apex of his jump, but still got tagged. It's a dangerous game. If you stop peeking, then they may be nervous about the B bomb site. But there'll still be 3 players towards A for Anonymo. It's a great smoke grenade as well to just slow NIP down. This is a force buy, let's not forget. They are playing for a victory in this round, NIP. This is not just an eco where they're trying to do some damage. But there is still time on the clock. But there are 4 smoke grenades for Anonymo. Won't be useful at present, though, because the charge into the B bomb site is here. Innocent's got to get an opening kill here. There's still 10 players alive. Make it 8 as the kills start to stream in favor of Anonymo. But maybe there's a chance to plant the bomb. Device is in no man's land, however. Let's not forget this is a force buy. They're playing for the win, but he's completely out of action. Deleted by Minio in mid. Hampus finds a rifle, but can't do too much with it. So it's just a 2 kills for NIP and a 9th round for Anonymo.
Key was close enough to hear Device with that rotated connector, so they heard each other, and that just allows for Device to get picked off completely. The main thing there for NIP is they had no nades really to help them take over that B bomb site. When the push comes through, they're kind of just running in dry with Deagles. And against rifles, I mean, sure, if you hit beautiful headshots like the one we saw from Rez earlier, I mean, that can be a thing, but the rifles do tend to just win out in those situations. So tough break there for NIP. Really painful that they don't manage to at least get a bomb plant out of that eco round. Not having that bonus 800 is definitely going to haunt them. And now, I mean, now they're going to try to set themselves up for a bomb plant again. But this is just a, they have nothing to work with this time. Hampus has elected to still go for a Deagle. Questionable, let's say, questionable. But this should be Anonymo mopping up, and we should be getting Anonymo into the double digits first on the Mirage.
Glock top mid.
Hampus has to get 1 kill.
It's a rough
Get
situation.
1 kill. Not even a kill. You buy the Deagle and you don't even get 1 kill. Hampus, what is that?
3 rounds in a row for Anonymo.
Can't afford a Molotov now. Could have bought a Molotov. You know? Could have bought a Molotov. Flash grenade? No, don't need those. Overrated. Who needs grenades anyways, James?
Who needs grenades? Well, maybe the AK will be enough, but it's up to him to prove it.
He has definitely not been taught by Instructor Earl. But, oh, flash over the top. Hampus going to take a fight. Snacks is not there. This is insane. So aggressive straight into underpass. They fully expected this to be a B hit. Anonymo looking to counter it. They're going to get the information early.
Going in, man.
But there's a window of timing here for NIP. If they realize this, they can push fast now.
Hampus is going to go in the smoke. He's going to walk in.
They have no way to know, though. They have no way, nobody on B.
Look at the rotation now. The defenses are being bolstered. Keys being popped on the bomb site, but there are plenty more where that came from. Snacks lurking in mid now. Takes out Hampus, and his angles would have been so important. Now the execute becomes somewhat worrisome for Ninjas in Pyjamas, but they've got the utility for it. But Minio hasn't been checked for. Can he get another kill out of this? Indeed he can. Down goes Rez, down goes Device. ZTR won't last long either. Anonymo out-maneuvering Ninjas in Pyjamas very quickly in that round.
It it really makes me wonder, James, just how much of an impact Threat not being able to talk during the pauses, during the freeze times, is having for NIP. Because right now, I mean, they heavily rely on him to come up with the strategic side and to calm the team down. Now that things are getting close and going against them, this could really be having an impact on NIP's T side here. Because that is, I mean, obviously that actually worked out perfectly for Anonymo to call the underpass push, to get in there fast, and to clear out that entire half of the map. They see nobody there from NIP. They are more than ready to smash him on A.
Confidence is growing. Snacks creeping around connector. Got cover from Innocent. That was pretty handy there. Now the push comes in towards the B bomb site. Innocent holding the off angles, blind for the time being as Kylar is activated, spots one and drops one. Does Rez. Rez and Device now versus Free. They've got a rifle on Rez. Trying to catch players rotating. That bomb has to get planted quickly. The longer it isn't, the worse it gets. That's a very nice HE grenade for the plant spot. That puts Rez on 23 HP, sprayed through the smoke. Not a brick wall as he can see. Device now 1 versus 3. Can't do any more. Anonymo just keep on racking up the rounds on his CT side.
They're bringing the pain, James. They are doing everything right. Getting all the nades, getting saving the AWP. They get everything here, Anonymo. NIP, fortunately for them, get a bomb plant out of this, and so we get to see a very strong buy coming up for NIP. We will get that AWP in play for Device. We will have everybody else fully equipped. And so now is the question, okay, you have to have when you have everything, what is the play for NIP? What feels comfortable for them going into it? And how confident is Device going to be with an AWP on the T side? I mean, this is an official setting, a bit of a different beast. I mean, Device himself in interviews going into it recently say that he doesn't really feel the pressure apart from the pressure that he puts on himself. But in these kinds of moments, he should be the one to step up here and do the work. Key, however, going to catch Hampus. ZTR not able to help him, but Device will still find a kill on Minio, bringing it back to a 4-on-4. That favors NIP, although Snacks is still lurking around here, and he is dangerous.
ZTR hits the sound cues, but there's not much he can really do now. Snacks is in position now. Don't know if there's more than Snacks around the corner, but maybe only Snacks will be enough. Key creeping around the smoke. Surely that's a kill, just about, but it's also a trade. 3 versus 2 as the bomb heads towards the B bomb site, and Kylar's got some trouble coming his way. Snacks has got to get to market quickly. If he can get there before the cross, then maybe something could be done. We can see 2. That's a great flashbang. Almost catches him anyway, but not quite. Kylar's still hiding in plain sight. Bomb plant is coming through. Device deleted. Spots 1. He's going to get caught by Rez, almost. Nervous stuff. That's a great flick from Snacks. Now we're down to the 1v1. Bombs on the floor. Plopsky looking for Kylar. Both ringing the bell. Big headshot from Plopsky. Exactly what NIP needed.
What a clutch from Plopsky. Has to hit the headshot or he's a dead man. Snacks as well. These guys are really pulling it all out now. They've got the plays after the plays coming in. Let's take a look here as Key. This was the aggression early on. Flash set up into the mid peak in case NIP were trying to take mid control early. But for them not to try and clear that site and Kylar to get that kill for free, that has got to be the painful one. That's where you really think, okay, NIP are making unforced errors. They're making mistakes that will eventually cost them if they keep making them like this. Snacks getting peeked, though. Not expecting Device to be passed already. Sneaky stuff gets him punished.
Seats. Well, didn't pay off for Anonymo. Plopsky, very dependable in this series. When he's been called upon, he's always been there. And Device, top fragging game after game. Great sign straight away for Ninjas in Pyjamas, but indeed they are still behind here. Head in numbers for this round, but 2 rounds to claw back. That is wallbangable. Apparently not on this occasion.
It looked promising. Looked like he was on him.
Jungle smoke coming through. Key's behind it. Doesn't collide with the grenade, so he could catch Hampus off guard here. But he's just showing presence. He's running distraction as the bomb heads towards the B bomb site. And there's no one there. Anonymo are on the A bomb site, and I can't imagine the rotation comes through because their money's not right at the moment. And it gets even worse now with Key going down.
Yeah, I think this was the gamble from Anonymo.
I hear rumors that it's actually K.
It's actually K.
From Polski commentators telling me it's K, so you can choose K or Key.
I like it. That's why we can't trust anybody anymore, man. It's like asking people, oh, how do you say this guy's name? Oh, okay, it's Key. Definitely Key. Definitely Key. You can't trust anybody.
Semler's jaded.
I am so jaded now, and it's like, and I that's what I get for trusting people, because I was like, you know what, I'm going to ask them, and then everybody was like, no, this is how you say it. I'm like, okay, fine, then we'll say it that way.
Send pictures of Keys to Semler.
Yeah, go ahead, send pictures to Keys.
Pictures of Keys, locksmiths and even. Just send the whole shop.
Well, right now NIP have got that on lock, and well, you know, Anonymo. This is where the nerves can start to settle in. NIP really kicked it into a different gear here now that things have started to ramp up. They had their backs to the wall, and they've had 2 fantastic rounds go their way. Really putting the pressure. I do like what Anonymo tried to do there. When you know that you're in a dire strait, you gamble and you put the 3 on A like that. So if they go A, you've got the maximum chance to win the round, and if they go B, you hopefully save 3 guns. Unfortunately, you know, Key, Kai, he was stuck in mid and connector, and so he just could not die. He had to go. He had to survive that, and unfortunately, he did not.
Hampus trying to deliver that second kill in mid. They know there could be one on the underpass, but look how fast this charges into the B bomb site. This is an ill-equipped round for Anonymo, and they would do well to hold on to these 2 M4s. They've lost position as far as the B bomb site is concerned, so I don't see the need to throw good money after bad. A 3rd M4, in fact. But they don't really have much with which to get into the bomb site, so this would be really useful in the rounds to come if they could hold on to everything they have here. Even a Deagle, why not? 3 plays of Kevlar. You could maybe give Innocent a Deagle, take the M4, and he can go fishing for something else.
Sure, yeah. Don't really care too much about losing the Deagle. Although having Kevlar saving the Kevlar for the next round could be big. I mean, every
Yeah.
dollar counts, you know. Whereas you're going to take what? You're going to take a rifle off a Nip. They've got bank. You know they've got bank. So the impact that you're going to have is minimal compared to the impact of you saving. So it's looking like we're going to get a tied situation on our hands here. Bardolph 12-12. NIP running it back. NIP, I mean, they really made their lives difficult. They made it about as difficult as they could going into the second half. But that was well played there by Mino. And now, well, okay, Device on the AWP, full buy on the side of NIP. Snacks once again on the op. And, well, Snacks is starting to wake up a little bit, but it really has been Mino doing a lot of the heavy lifting. There's the leg shot coming in. Snacks connects, but it's not a kill.
Device heads towards short with a smoke in the window. NIP will know that the AWP will be rotating somewhere. Snacks moving up to the short position as well. So we'll see how patient Device will be with the AWP. He may be expectant of this rotation. There we go. Patience pays off. Know your positions well. Pretty hard for an AWP to stay around window on Mirage, so that could have been a hard read from Device, and if so, then props to him. That's a nice opening kill for Ninjas in Pajamas. With a minute on the clock, we can see them heading towards A now.
Yes, hard rotate. And now it's going to be Anonymo trying to gamble. Oh, they're even putting key. They are going to be both close to connector, so a quick rotate possible towards that B side. Hampus, it's been a bit touch and go for him here. We'll see if he can trade the 1-for-1. Needs to get it. Not going to happen, though. Hesitation costs him, and Minio wins that duel 4-on-4 now.
Sees them spreading out of the Palace, and there'll be an exchange of kills from both squads. 3-on-3 remains. And it gets worse now. Anonymo trying to deliver, but things just go back and forth with these teams. Innocent finds himself in a 1 versus 2. He has a kit. The bomb's not planted for him. Smokes are up, switches out for an M4. Rez is pretty low, but has a great angle. And he's quick on the trigger finger. Ninjas in Pajamas take the lead late on here on Mirage. 4 rounds in a row, no less.
4 rounds in a row, hard streak, not quite forcing Anonymo into an eco situation. It's close, though, for Anonymo. If Anonymo spend everything here, I mean, they're getting max loss bonus round after round. That was unfortunate how that happened for Hampus. Just moving as the smoke clears kind of cost him there. It's looking like we actually get a technical timeout getting called here by Anonymo as well. And so 13-12. And NIP now is feeling more and more confident with their reads. We're even getting the gimmicks, you know, the gimmicks are starting to get thrown in. Same thing that we saw from NIP towards the end of their first half on the CT side. Now we're starting to get that bottom mid smoke where you kind of lurk around the edges of CT, hoping to find shots in the one way. You know, that we're starting to pull out all the all of the stops. And well, now it's a question of whether or not Anonymo, you know, after that tactical timeout, have they figured out what NIP are going to do next? Snacks looking deadly serious.
All these bro fists between rounds. I'd love to see like a giant plastic fist on the end of someone's table. Sanitation.
Wasn't
really
that Freakazoid though? Didn't he have didn't he bring out the
fist.
Hulk fist at some point?
I don't know. Well, Anonymo have got 2 AWPs for this round, and Kylar, I am shocked he manages to get that kill. Timing-wise, if you've got a good spawn on a T side to try and make an entry, for a CT jumping on the box, it is an awkward position to get into in time, as we can see there. Took some damage, but did deliver the kill just in time. Kylo with 8 HP. Snipers like Alu, for example, would like to take that run on the T side. Of course, Plopsky had the AK. So some early issues for Ninjas in Pajamas. But Anonymo continue to be active, very aggressive towards the ramp, and Snacks has found Hampers creeping around the smoke. 1 by 1 they go down, and it gets better for Anonymo. The MP9 delivering, but the Device is here as well. He'll get barbecued, and Rez could clutch this. 2 players have got less than 10 HP, both the snipers. With 47 seconds, Rez will just hold this angle. We can see high health Innocent moving towards connector. Rez better be quick. He has a flashbang as well. They know that there are 2 AWPs on deck because they've both yielded kills. Here comes the fadeaway flashbang. Snacks will eat. Oh my god, that was disgusting. 23 seconds remaining. He doesn't know that Kylar is also in CT, and I'm sure the peak is coming. I can see him moving just a little. A fake plant. He has no idea what his last two players are, but he's running out of time to fake. We can see Innocent getting closer in connector, and surely Kylar's going to peek now. Indeed, he is. No bomb plant, no bonus money, and the score is tied.
Tied into it, 13-13. Loads of cash on the side of NIP, so that's not the end of the world as far as they're concerned. But Anonymo, that was vital that they actually managed to keep that at least one AWP alive in that situation. That was a sexy shot coming in for Rez, though. Behind that flash into CT, just snaps onto the head. But past that point, what is really interesting is that Minio, coming into this match, you're thinking, okay, he's going to do a lot of the heavy lifting, right? You've got Snacks for the experience. Kyler's in the mix. Minio is just massively overperforming right now.
Oh, that was like a piece of cake.
What?
It was delicious. It was absolutely delicious, that kill from Snacks. He just glided into the apartments there.
Sexy movement.
It really was. And this is a strong start from Anonymo. Taking the fight to Ninjas in Pajamas and just putting them in awful numbers once again. They got a trade frag set up here, which won't even be required. Plopsky will trade it, in fact, coming in from the back, and Hampus is here to help. And boy, does he need some help. 1 versus 3, the bomb stuck in apartment of Innocent, and Snacks is just gliding in from A to B, and it's an easy final kill here for Anonymo to take the lead.
And that really puts NIP in a bind. They're going to have to go for the force buy. Yeah, they have to go for the force. You can't let them get up to 15. That's going to be too much.
They get 2 buys if they force it. No, they don't.
You need to go for the force buy and just hope. But that is just getting picked apart. And I mean, these clever setups coming through. But again, and now it is happening. But I think Anonymo are going to count their lucky stars. If they manage to pull off this win, they better buy Minio some champagne tonight, because he has massively overperformed compared to his recent statistics. I mean, the guy has definitely been struggling, not even averaging a 1.0 rating. And on this map, it's like more 0.91 rating over the last 3 months. So this is not a strong map for him. And yet here he is topping the scoreboard, nearly dropping a 30 bomb against NIP. So for all the times for this guy to show up for his team, now is pretty good.
What a dramatic turnaround from this first map. Looking like a complete write-off, but night and day from map 1 to map 2. And now late on in map 3, you can see the shortcomings here for Ninjas in Pajamas. We've had back and forths as well. Lots of trading from both sides, but it's Anonymo threatening to pull away towards match point. And that's a great start, but Rez will trade quickly. And Plopsky's got a plan as well. Rifles to be collected by Ninjas in Pajamas. Now, there are decisions to make. If Anonymo get wiped out here, they've got no money. If they lose this round and all get eliminated, they could lose the game in this round. They've really got to think about what they're doing here. Even that third kill was massive for Ninjas in Pajamas. How they've turned this around, I don't know, but suddenly they are in a very strong position. There's going to be no money from AWP. You can see Rez protecting the weapon as well. This is a huge swing for NIP.
Showing no fear. Explosive strat getting thrown in by NIP. They had to do it. They had to get everybody in there. And now, well, this is it. A winning situation for them. We could go, well, we will go the distance now, no matter what. But the bomb goes off, and now Anonymo with 2 surviving. Just enough money on Kai for a reasonable buy. Snacks and Minio, though, are broke. And this is a very difficult situation now for Anonymo. Do we have a timeout getting called for them? Not quite. They could still pull one off. Buy a little bit of time.
Late, yeah.
They're going to wait until the last second. Yep, and then call it. This is what we were talking about yesterday, was it?
Yep.
Where we were talking about the teams just dragging it out as much as possible. And so all the teams, they have that. They have access. It's done via panel inside, so they don't even need to wait for the admins. They can time it perfectly and just wait until the very last second of the buy phase, and then just go straight into that extra 30 seconds of timeout.
This is very nervous territory. You started to feel the Anonymo W coming, but 1 round from NIP, they broke them just enough. They took the strongest weapon away. But we will see a dangerous buy coming from Anonymo, all things considered. Utility as well. It'll be on your screen soon. And I feel like there's been a lot of rounds where Anonymo have got the first kill, or first 2. Or they've, there's been back and forth, but NIP have ended up on 3 players early and been like really hamstrung by that. They need to avoid this. They must smell weakness. They must smell the blood in the water, NIP. got to be careful that Anonymo don't try and strike out again, and we can see the aggression in mid with a smoke down in the underpass. Oh my god.
They're both sitting in it, though. Yep, instant death. No element of surprise there for Snacks, unfortunately for him. He's just going to die.
Showing how desperate things are becoming. The pre-fire will send Innocent away on short as well. And Kylar will make a proactive play. Could go in the corner here. He'll go deep before Plopsky can post up on the angle.
Somebody go give Launders a hug. He's hitting at 750.
Well, that is a huge frag. What do NIP do with this as well? Because Anonymo have got good vision towards B.
But they've pushed Palace on A. That's the important one. Kai is going to be in mid now, so he'll have a little bit of presence here towards exactly mid jungle. But Palace has been pushed, and so Minio now, he's going to be able to take a peek into T-spawn. He's going to see nobody there. This will allow for a very quick rotation towards the B site. Innocent already rotating around. Key's going to be right behind him. This is going to be brutal for the Ninjas.
Or is it? They've got to trade out, and Innocent has got to buy time for his team if he can. Oh my god, that's huge from Hampus. That allows him to plant the bomb. We've got Kai coming in from the short position. Device is posted up, but it's a rare miss from Device. Won't stop the bomb from being planted. They don't know that Minio's on the high ground up top. There's no kids on the remaining plays. A jump peek from Device. The spatial awareness. They know where both CTs are now, and they all position accordingly. But still, Kai with an unanswered frag. 1v1. Hampus is so low. He's just one bullet away from doom. Minio with the FAMAS to try and clutch it, and he will do exactly that. Anonymo make it to match point.
And we get the bomb plant at least for NIP, and so they should have a bye in the next round. They will have a bye in the next round. They will be a threat still. It's not done yet. Resin, Device, everybody trying to pull in here, but that was fantastic, and that has got to be off of active play on the CT side, getting the information.
They were so proactive.
Yeah, they were just out there in Palace, pushing Palace like that, getting maximum info for the team. It allowed them to set up a strong defense towards that B site and really just whittle Nip down.
Snacks in the underpass first, failed. The duel in B apartments, got a kill, fall back. Then the Palace push as well. Really trying to position their team to succeed, and they just about do it. But NIP have a bye once again. 4 AK-47s. We've got a two-man swing, and Hampus gets utterly deleted. He doesn't even know how many players there, completely blind, but NIP have got the numbers towards the B bomb site. There's a molly under the window, standard stuff. But they are smoked off the side. There is a gap though, and they're searching for something, and ZTR will give them what they weren't looking for. But a bomb's been dropped in the meantime. The trades continue. This is allowing Anonymo to get closer to the site. Multiple CTs in the market now. They've got presence on shorts as well. It's going to be a hard hold for NIP, who are out of grenades at this point. AWP lurking with Snacks Innocent, trying to deliver as well. Plopsky stuck at default, but we got stereo frags for NIP. Man advantage now as Anonymo tried to clutch this one. Snacks still in the market, 1 versus 3 with the AWP. Switching out for the rifle. He has a defuse kit as well, but surely this is going to overtime. Got some pre-fire, res delaying, and indeed 15 apiece. We're not done just yet.
Don't know if we can handle this this roller coaster of emotions. These guys are going to be completely wired. What a play. And a full execute onto the B side. It's not every day we get to see the full smoke wall trying to block off short. Not perfect. You pointed it out. There was the gap in the smoke, and that allowed for a little bit of trade kills going on there. But to see a full B execute come through like that last round, what a bold play from NIP. And I think that the nerves started to tell a little bit there for Anonymo. You know, just dropping the duels on the retake. Even numbers, no utility for Nip to help stop him. And yet Anonymo were just losing all the fights. So it makes me think that there's just, a little bit of nerves there that ended up costing him.
It's nice. Does he go back to the well? He does. A pot shot. Chain flashes will keep NIP reasonably safe. Moving through the underpass now as ZTR goes to collect the bomb. It goes beyond it actually to see what's going on in T-spawn. For now, nothing, but NIP have to be aware of these flanks from Anonymo. See if another one comes to AWP's. Kylar with angles in the B apartments. He could make an aggressive play later on. There's an take position. Kai spotted something. Maybe a player in a window. Oh my god.
Dude,
from the front to the back.
He actually swings on that and wins.
Yeah, and it's another T round where NIP have got 3 players left to try and make a round out of this. Very difficult situation for them once again. Kyra frags they just don't respond to. 35 seconds on the clock. And Kai will make his way towards this A-bomb site. He'll be the third man. Soon we'll have Innocent in jungle. A two-man spray down. He's looking for the ace. He will be denied, however, but that's a strong round. That's a confidence-boosting round from Anonymo.
Indeed it is, although it is based off of well, let's say a second very unlikely kill. That he manages to get that swing and get that kill is a big deal here from Kai. And then the double spray, of course, that is sick to see, but the damage is already done at that point. And you're just looking at a situation where Nip, it's almost a wash that round. So now let's get back into the thick of things here, because it is still first to 19, as you guys can see at the top of your screen. There's another 2 rounds in this first half of overtime.
NIP moving faster through mid, which has been a challenge for them on this map. CK deploying grenades now. I'm saying his name 3 different ways now. But I'm okay with
Kai, Key.
I'm fine with this. Thrive in the chaos.
But you don't want to be like a dog.
I don't think I'm a dog.
No, but like in French, you know, if it was Kai, that's the dog. Dog makes that sound. Kai, Kai, Kai.
Hampus looking for the second player on the B bomb site. This is so much information. Innocent hopping up, and they're going to be on top of each other in all the wrong ways. Tap, tap, knock, knock. Playing a piano on their faces. Hampus, though, there is a CT making its way through already, but Device is ready for it. Exactly what NIP needed, a great response. Hampus just behind enemy lines. Available now on DVD.
He doesn't mess it up. That's the beauty. I bet you those Anonymo guys were just feeling so good about themselves, too.
They have to go for this, though, still, because they've got money. It's overtime. They can buy in the next round regardless. They'll just be throwing the round away. So Snacks will still have a go.
But the stats, James.
Yeah, they could play for the stats. Go for the flick. Go for the wallbang. Rez curious, and Snacks, of course, is still here.
See? Takes one. Ah, only the one kill.
Eventually.
At least he cancels out that death. Good on him. All right, the focus is here for NIP, though, but what a fantastic flank from Hampus. Just guts the defense on the B side, opens it all up for his team. And you get it right here. And you know those two guys are just like, they're going to walk out onto it. You know, they're visualizing how, you know, it's going to be this trade kill, massive spray down. It's going to be super sick, guys. And then Hampus just annihilates that in the span of half a second. And so now, well, we get the...
third AWP being carried by Kyla. Look at the HUD.
Yeah. Okay, this is madness.
Where's he off to with that one?
Madness. Snacks finds the pick on Device top mid, though. And it's over on B. This third AWP is posted up on B. Snacks has still got his, and Minio is up in Palace holding the angle. This is unheard of. A triple op legit strategy here on the CT side of overtime. Because you have so much money. You have so much money, why not? And he's still got an M4 there too, so if he takes a pot shot, and unfortunately, you know, it's not gonna happen where we're gonna get to see that happen. We're not gonna get to see that happen here on the B site. So now, wait, dude, if Nip get onto the A site, this is a nightmare, however. Retaking with 3 ops, how's that work?
There's an M4 on the floor, so I think it'll be picked up on the rotation if required.
Yeah, yeah.
52 seconds on the clock. Nobody pressing forward just yet for Anonymo. Snacks has been gifted a face to deliver a shot to. And then there were 3. A common situation for Ninjas Pajamas, who've really suffered in the mid position. Snacks has been a nightmare for them, and Minio will continue it. Smoke is up. 2 versus 5 made 4. Now ZTR has got 28 seconds, and down he goes. AWP's all over the shop, and it's Anonymo with a 1-round lead as the sides change.
Minio dropping 32 kills, and he had to hold that angle. He held that Palace angle for a minute straight and doesn't miss the shot when given a chance. So excellent work there from Minio. And again, just to reiterate, massive overperformance from him in terms of individual statistics right now. He is definitely swinging very hard at Nip's face, and the rest of his teammates are right behind him, helping out. Snacks has revitalized himself as well, 25 kills for him. And I mean, this is all just coming into line here. But all thanks to Minio leading the charge. Rez and Device just going tit for tat on the other side, however, so Solid performance from Nip. It's not like Nip aren't hitting shots right now. But pulling ahead and Anonymo, and that's really going to set them up for success here. Full A execute onto the A side coming up, and it's going to be dicey. Only 2 players here, and one Molotov will just ruin their day.
There's said Molotov. That smoke is almost the very old look.
Spread.
Should give you one ways towards CT. Getting awkward now. ZTR traded as the charge comes in. Down goes Device to the hands of Kylar, and Rez fires a few shots, but to no avail. Anonymo storming the A bomb site. NIP are keeping it competitive. That is a very important kill from Hampus. We can see Kylar by the fireboxes, or triple, depending on where you're from. And there is the fire by the boxes. Plopsky forced away, knows one's in Palace, but there's no cover for that bomb plant with a minute on the clock. Bombs on the floor, 2v1 as Snacks is now wondering where his teammates have gone. Hampus has no idea where he is, but will still deliver the frag. And all of a sudden, we're tied up.
And look at Rez. He can't even believe how that happened. That looked like a lost round where Anonymo they just took over that site. They got all the kills. They should have been onto the bomb site, get that bomb planted. What happened? How does Hampus come up with a triple in this situation? Fantastic work. What a recovery from NIP. Definitely feels like a round that they should not be winning, and yet here we are, tied up 17-17.
Here we go again. Device is at least going to make it back into connector. Risky play. Snacks looking for a peek over the smoke. Could be hiding behind the box as well. Got to check that angle. Nobody's there though. Rez must be careful because Snacks, he's been so effective with this AWP. That smoke grenade to try and take control of connector. So many players in mid for Anonymo. You see the bomb just waiting in the B-apps at the moment. Smoke deployed by NIP as they'll post up behind it. So what is the next part of this plan for Anonymo? It's Minio in the window, it seems. Snacks in the ladder room. Still 4 players lurking around in mid. Everything goes quiet as the last smoke grenades are deployed. Device of angles towards short. Oh, I don't think that Molly was supposed to go there. Well, there's Rez creeping around connector, dead. We'll see if that causes a rotation for NIP. Well, Minio gets taken out for free. The bomb's still in B apartment, still looking to split out Anonymo. You can see Device now heading towards the A bomb site as they haven't seen the bomb NIP, and the bomb does seem to be rotating towards this A bomb site. K going all the way towards the bench. He's been spotted now by ZTR. The flashbang won't help. 20 seconds to plant the bomb. We've got Hampus looking to creep up around short, and Snacks is waiting for it. He's waiting for that rotation. The game sense is strong, and now he's in a great position to defend this bomb plant. There was a smoke up for the CT side. Device with the headshot with the AWP. An aggressive smoke grenade as well, but can they cover? Can they try and get on this bomb? Kylar has some good angles, creeping around the corner as well. Device looking up, but he's on the low ground, so it's Snacks to spray the HE. The match point for Anonymo.
Snacks, he's still got it all, man. The decision-making from this guy is ridiculous. You're just not able to catch him off guard. He's in Hampus's head. Perfectly played there from Snacks, cutting off the B rotate. Make sure that you don't have to worry about any of the angles from this side. The rest of NIP have to commit to the side at that point. They have to get out there. And for it to all just pan out, this is now match point for Anonymo Esports. Full buy on NIP side. No surprise there. They've got the money. But now, let's see. Do Anonymo have what it takes to withstand the pressure? Can they get the job done, or are we going to another round of overtime?
Mid more or less given up by NIP. It's concentrating on connector. Can see Hampus looking to make a rotation as well. Device is headed towards the A-bomb site. You can see 2 Ts in the Palace, which would suggest an ultimate A play. As Anonymo make inroads towards bottom mid via the tunnel. Walking past the carpets. Snacks will collect the bomb and head towards A as well. So again, Anonymo are positioning themselves for a slow split of the A bomb site. Potentially boosting in the window. They'll make this as uncomfortable as possible for NIP. Now, Hampus saw the player go ahead of the light, so he knows someone's in the window. Basically, you hold your crosshair on the light, and it goes away for a second when somebody goes past it and blocks your vision. And Hampus has been dropped regardless. He knew somebody's there, but he's still being deleted. Rez now, he's got to deliver this kill, but no. 3 versus 5 for NIP as they're charging in. ZTR utterly deleted. This could be the end of the road for NIP in this first series. Device spamming with the Desert Eagle. They've got to find 5 players, 3 of which are heavily tagged, but how on earth are they going to do that? Device with 9 HP now. So many bullets flying their way. Anonymo on the cusp of victory and a significant upset. Snacks taking liberties now, pushing through the smoke because why not? 2 versus 4. Both players low now. Device and Plopsky. Flashbangs flying through. And then it was just Plopsky. Anonymo have scored the upset and they take it 2-1 over NIP after being deleted on Overpass. They come back with a vengeance with late rounds on both maps.
Great celebration there from the team. Snacks himself, the man, in the middle of the action and really just coming up with the plays in the end to get it done for his team. They withstood the pressure, they withstood the nerves, they performed very well, and it just goes to show how competitive some of these teams can be.